What is going on, guys? It is Sam or Burns, and as you can see, we're flying over from Oklahoma City to the Eastern Conference playoffs. First round here, we got the Chicago Bulls 1 seed taking on the 8th seeded Philadelphia 76ers. I just want to thank you guys for the great response to my Western Conference predictions video. Got 20 likes. It's still going up. And I'm going to try to get this video up as soon as possible. I'm recording this about, 2 minutes before the Bulls game starts. So, all right, let's get into my predictions and analysis and such. So the Bulls won the season series between the two teams, 2-1. The Bulls' top performer this year was Derrick Rose, averaging 21.8 points per game, 7.9 assists a game, 3.4 rebounds per game, and a 23.10 PER. But he did miss 27 of the 66 games, so he is not at full health coming into the playoffs. And for the Sixers, it was Andre Iguodala. I think he might not have been their top performer during the year, but he needs to be their top performer during the playoffs. So he averaged 12.4 points per game, 5.5 assists a game, 6.1 rebounds a game, and a 17.59 PER. I think this series is actually kind of pretty interesting to watch because, the Sixers, even though they're the 8th seed, they were balling earlier in the season. They're a lot better than that. They're in first place in the Atlantic Division for basically most of the season. And then they imploded, collapsed inwards, however you want to put it. And they fell all the way to the 8th seed. But still, they were playing as a team. They were sharing the ball. And, they were still a force to be reckoned with. Now, the Bulls, they finished the season tied with for the best record in the league. Okay? So, obviously they're a pretty damn good team. They're led by a banged up Derrick Rose, like I said. But they have a really, really deep roster, and if you push that bench hard enough, nobody can beat them sometimes. They have one of the best benches in basketball. And I think this is I think it's going to be pretty much a difference maker. It's hard to say because you never know what can happen, but I think the bench is going to be the difference maker here. The Sixers don't have a player who can just take over a game and lead the team to victory. That's what Andre Iguodala needs to be, but he's not. So that's my thoughts on this so far. My prediction is the Bulls win it in 5 games. I do think the Sixers can snag a game here or there, but we're going to fly over from Chicago over to Boston for the 4-seeded Celtics, taking on the 5-seeded Atlanta Hawks. So we got the veteran Celtics, led by Rajon Rondo with 11.9 points per game, 11.7 assists a game, 4.8 rebounds per game, and a 17.55 PER. And then the Hawks are led by Josh Smith, and he has been balling lately. He's playing the best basketball of his career, in my opinion, averaging 18.8 points per game, 9.6 rebounds per game, 3.9 assists a game, and 1.7 blocks per game with a 21.14 PER. So he's having one of the best seasons in his career. And the Hawks are intense, and they're matching up with, like I said, the experienced Celtics. And the Hawks and Celtics are facing off in the playoffs for the first time since 2008, and that was when the number 8 Hawks took the Celtics, who eventually won the title, to 7 games in the very first round. But this time, Josh Smith, Joe Johnson, they're out for revenge, in my opinion. But I don't know. The Celtics, they're very experienced. They've been resting all their players lately. Ray Allen's actually injured. I'm not sure what it is. I think it was like a hamstring or an ankle or something. I can't say for sure. But unfortunately, I don't see the Hawks getting their revenge. I do really like the Hawks, but Al Horford is out for the series, out for the season, I think. And he's got a really good low post game, and that's a huge loss for the Hawks. And without him, there's not really anyone who can work in the middle. And Josh Smith isn't your average post player. He's working on the wing. He's driving. He's trying to get dunks, easy buckets. So I think this series is going to be really close. I think it's going to be a really fun series to watch. But my final prediction is the Celtics win it in 7 games. Now let's fly from Boston on over to Indianapolis, where the 3-seeded Pacers take on the 6-seeded Orlando Magic. So the Orlando Magic won this season series 3-1. The Magic leader on the regular season was Dwight Howard, averaging 20.6 points per game, 14.5 rebounds per game, 2.1 blocks a game, with a 24.29 PER. But he's out for the rest of the season. He had season-ending back surgery on a herniated disc, I think it was. So he will miss the playoffs. And then for the Pacers, Danny Granger averaged 18.7 points a game, 1.8 assists a game, 5.0 rebounds a game, and an 18.68 PER. So this series, I think it's really, open shut, case closed already. Like I was saying, the Magic don't have all-star center Dwight Howard, and he's one of the best players in the league, one of the best players in the world. All right, he's the best center in the league. And with him being out with a back injury, nobody's going to be able to cover Indiana's Roy Hibbert. He's 7'2". He's a big man, and I think he's going to do work this series. But you throw in some clutch shooting from Danny Granger, and I really do think his matchup is going to move pretty quickly. I mean, you could see maybe Ryan Anderson trying to step up for the Magic, but he would have to hit 10 threes a game for them to even have a chance at winning this series. I don't even know if they have a chance at winning a game, because Dwight Howard is just such a big part of their offense. He rebounds, he defends, and he scores. So in my mind, the Pacers are going to move on to the second round, and they will face somebody, the Knicks or the Heat, and you'll hear my prediction for that in a couple seconds. But my final prediction for this series is the Orlando Magic struggle very mightily in this series, and the Indiana Pacers sweep the Magic and take it in 4 games. So yeah, that's what I have to say about this series. One thing I do have to say, the Pacers, they should wear these yellow jerseys, because I actually think they look pretty cool. But it won't matter. They're still going to beat the Orlando Magic, no matter what goddamn jerseys they're wearing. So let's fly from Indianapolis over down to South Beach. And I'm giving this thing a little more hype, because if you don't know, I am a Miami Heat fan. A huge Miami Heat fan at that. I've been to a Miami Heat game this year, and I've gotten to see LeBron, Wade, all in person. Bosh wasn't there, but then on the other side you got, on the Miami side you got LeBron, Wade, Bosh. On the Knicks side you got Melo, Amari, and Tyson Chandler. A matchup basically studded with stars. You see the chalk toss. I'm really pumped for this series. Shout out to They Call Me Kuda5, Knicks fan. Looking forward to this series, man. But let's get into this, my analysis. So Miami won the season series 3-0. The leader on the season for Miami was LeBron James, averaging 27.1 points per game, which was 3rd in the league, 6.2 assists a game, 7.8 rebounds per game, and a 30.8 PER. That's insane. All right, but the Knicks were led by Carmelo Anthony with 22.6 points per game, 3.6 assists a game, 6.3 rebounds per game, and a 21.15 PER. Now, on paper, the series looks really, open and shut, like I said, in the Pacers series. It looks case closed. But, Miami has the big three. They dominated the Knicks all year. But if you look at the season series, New York was without Carmelo Anthony in the first game. Mike D'Antoni sucks as a coach in the second game. Nah, I'm kidding. I think they completely got outplayed in the second game. And they're without Amari and Jeremy Lin in the third. But still, that can't be your excuse for losing a game. So, but Stoudemire's back now, and the Knicks are 18-6 under interim head coach Mike Woodson. And they have one thing that Miami doesn't have, and that's depth. But honestly, in my opinion, you don't need depth when you have the MVP. LeBron has not been crowned MVP yet, but I do believe he will. Mainly because he is the most unstoppable player this year. And also, in my opinion, he's the most versatile defender in the league. Also, in game one of this series, Tyson Chandler is questionable, and that could be huge because Miami could get to the paint and get transition buckets like this alley oop you saw right there. Had to put that in there. But on to my final prediction. I predict that the Miami Heat will win this series in 5 or 6 games. I do see the Knicks pulling one out. But I want to thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. And as you can see, I simulated the first round. This is what came up. So 2K agreed with all of my Eastern Conference picks. Yeah, 2K agreed with all my Eastern Conference picks and 2 of my Western Conference picks. So once again, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe again. And I will see you guys later. NBA playoff time, baby.